Hi.
Welcome to session 3 of our season 2 of Bludgeon. I'm going to let our Bludgeon master Playtest take it away.
Alrighty. Hey everybody. Welcome to the session today. Let's jump into a recap immediately because I'm excited to see what happens next. Our adventurers have been tasked by a very enigmatic, very rich patron named Divya Mathur, who has asked them to find this person who she only knows as the forgemaster. The forgemaster is some person who has been making very bad weapons to fund both sides of a civil war that has been raging for some time, and she's trying to put an end to that. That sort of profiteering, that is. She's gathered a few friends, a few hired assassins, and a few contacts that she's heard of, and has asked them to go into this sort of little mini dimension where she's certain the forgemaster is, and that's where our heroes go to. And after having traveled there, they quickly find this old structure, which very quickly they realize had once been a temple. It's here that they decide to kind of creep up on the inhabitants, which quickly devolved into murdering half the inhabitants. They spotted the forgemaster, who surprisingly looked... Yes, Ajay?
No, I'm just pointing. It wasn't me. It was him.
I see. Of course. Ajay. They spot the forgemaster, who looks remarkably like Ajay, but maybe a bit more of Ajay on steroids. He's larger. He's got more affectations of Aditya as well. His claw that he has, whereas Ajay's is all spectral, his was craggy and spiky, and just it gave him sort of a lopsided look, with one arm being larger as well. They managed to take out a bunch of the initiates that were working in this sort of temple forge mix, but the main villain manages to get away. Ajay chases after them, creates this dome of complete night sky around them, and manages to at least get one of the two retreating carts to crash and capture one of these initiates, but the other cart has gotten away, and that's where we pick up. So Ajay, you've brought one of these captives back. There was already somebody knocked out inside the temple, and I'm going to just say you guys have reconvened in a general space. We'll say in the main hall. Take it away.
Yeah. Have we gotten all three in the main hall?
Have you gotten what in the main hall?
All three of them?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna... Okay, something happened. Never mind.
I was just pretending to have just reached, but and then I leaned back on my chair, but actually fell, and I was like, oh, shit. Never mind, please go on. I'm here. Whew. All I've been doing last session was running.
Where are you?
Strolling. It's good.
Did you really go for a walk in the middle of a fight? I mean, I'm all for fitness. I mean, I was the one who suggested that you should walk, but not in the middle of a fight.
Never mind that. Is everything sorted here?
Yeah, I mean, we just have these three. I mean, we're presumably gonna kill and maim them and torture them, probably. I say, looking if they're all three of them are awake while I make these threats.
One is still unconscious. The other two are kind of awake and just kind of staring warily at you.
I could stick my poison barbs in between their nails and see how deep that goes.
Yes. Or I could shove the back end of my axe somewhere and see if it comes out the other.
I have opened enough carcasses to know that won't work. But you can try.
Yes. I choose that one. I say
Maybe we should wait for a second. And here's more, advice, expertise from actual war leaders. Miss Kalu. Like, first of all, ma'am, I don't know where you get the stamina from. You are an inspiration to all. Even at your age, you're running around, shooting. Wow, madam, really. And such calm presence also. It's very, very hard to find nowadays. Really. I can see why Miss Divya told us to take you with us, But
I mean, that is the only thing I can do. Just I know how to shoot with a bow. I'm not good in anything
Ajay,
else.
learn. This is what modesty is, okay? Like, you should also have it as a great warrior. Eh? Sometimes you need to learn that other people should say nice things about you, not about yourself.
I mean-
great. I look at Prana. Am I wrong? And where was she shooting arrows? Because I didn't see her anywhere near us.
Well, I just killed some
Just
people.
making shit up because they were on
She
a walk.
killed so many people, you don't know, okay? They were all sneaking and all and coming. See, it's because she got rid of all of them that you both didn't have trouble.
I was just, and I point towards that area where I killed people. The window where we entered from, there were some minions there. So I just, but it was nothing. It's just like one of them ran away. So
It was suspicious that there were only 2 of them here.
To be honest, right now, she has the highest kill rate. I just want you to know, Ajay.
Yeah, she does.
I
was
take
just
out
like-
my axe. I put it on the neck of one of these guys. I mean, realistically, we just need one of them.
Yeah, go for it.
Hey, no, listen. No, go for it.
I
what if,
take
what
back
if,
my-
what if someone is working in other department, another one is working in other department, and we need all 3 departments to make sense of what is happening?
Then the 2 of them
Wisdom.
can tell the first one, and we can kill, and I can kill the other 2.
I think we should.
Whoever
them.
speaks last dies.
Yes. And I'll kick one of them in the chest, the one that is knocked out. Wake him up.
Who's okay? You kick him in the chest, and he groans and starts coughing, and wakes up, and then just like the pain hits as he wakes up. It's just like he's kind of huddled over.
I have both legs. Those hit hard.
Exactly. Yeah, he's completely like kind of rolled into a ball in pain. The other 2 are just like, leave him alone. He's already down. What do you want?
Don't worry about yourself, as I say as I point a dagger at his throat.
I mean,
They both stop. They're just like,
I just woke him up. Why is he asleep again?
the guy on the ground is like, I'm not asleep. I'm awake.
That's how I sleep usually. It looks like sleeping to me. I say as he's sprawled on the ground. I sleep on the ground. That's how I sleep.
Okay. What?
Who's gonna start?
Okay. Can I? I'm gonna like smush all 3 heads.
That's gonna be a little difficult to get all
try.
all the heads. Sure. Make a finesse roll.
I'm not good at that. But hey, I'll give it the old college try. What can I add to it?
Just finesse on this one.
So it's 3 plus 0.
Okay. You try and grab like their heads, but they see you coming, bending down, and they immediately scramble backwards, away from you. And one of them, who seems to be the oldest of the 3, is just like, please, look, we'll tell you what you want to know. Stop it. Stop hurting us.
Just want to make sure.
Of what? What do you want to make sure?
I don't know that you'll tell the truth. I mean, I've always seen that pain makes people tell the truth. You know, if you've heard of this, there's this strange land back in our realm called America. They've coined the phrase torture always brings out the truth.
Oh my god.
2 streams in a row.
I know, 2 streams in a row. We're gonna get banned for this.
Do we want any more political commentary to drop? Might as well get it out in one go. Oh my god. Okay. What do you want to know from these guys? Who's asking the questions?
Let me check my stats.
Can I?
I can.
You can ask
Nothing to do with
questions.
stats. Yeah, I'd say just who wants to ask the questions, because stats will always be contextual in Bludgeon.
Can I get to know which one of them will know better? Like, I have an intuition, so I just want to know who will have more answers.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to do intuition.
I'd like you to roll empathy, and you can add your intuition to that.
And
I am skilled at it, so it's a 2d6, right?
That is true.
Okay.
I'd
Can I
like
do the
to-
same?
What are these 3? How hurt are they?
They're all fairly hurt because the one you got from the card, he had been part of the card collapsing, right? You don't by the time you got him back, the night you had created in that area would have dissipated, and you would have seen the crashed cart. You would have seen that some of the crates that were in it would have fallen over, and you see just rows and rows of it almost looks mass manufactured, but just bunches of these short swords that are all stacked in rows, and bows that have been created, just hundreds of them, well, tens of them rather, but a fair amount. So he's been in that crash, so he's pretty hurt and beaten up, plus the damage of you casting Night Sky in that area. The second one was within that same thing, and the third one you guys had knocked out.
And I kicked him.
Yeah, exactly. And you had not just kicked him, you smashed his head into the ground, so he's got this blood covering half of his face that's half dried, still kind of squishy.
Can I scarily try to give them first aid?
You're gonna have to describe what that looks like.
I'm gonna with the spectral hand, I'm gonna grab one of them by the throat and growl at the other. Do you have any injuries?
Okay, let me answer Chanda's question first. What did you roll?
Okay. So I had 1 empathy and 2 intuition, but with all that I rolled a 21, and I want to know who will know most of the answers of our question. And
Okay, so
yeah.
I'll say that you, Chanda would have noticed this, is that of the various people who seem to be working here, right? You know that they all show signs of becoming a Daitya, right? Not as pronounced as Daityas on the mainland. So there's something changing them here, or changing them recently. You're not so sure what. But the other thing you've also noticed is that of the ones you've seen, they are all very young, teens to early 20s. And with that in mind, of these 3, the one who's had his head bashed in a bit, he looks the oldest, and you assume he would know the most.
Okay. So I go towards that guy when Ajay is basically, scaring them and healing them at the same time.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna say,
Hopefully healing. I don't know how good I'm at it.
Yeah, we'll
okay,
get to that.
you are just asking to heal, Hana. So I'm
Maybe
just,
forcibly as well, but go on.
I'm just gonna say, I know you all are very young and you all might be, brainwashed, or you might be just doing something because you don't have anything else to do. We are just here to help, and we just want to know what is going on so that we can help you.
Okay.
And if you don't tell us, we're gonna kill you.
Go ahead. You can respond to that. I'll let you finish.
I'm just gonna look at Ajay and I'm like, if you will be helpful, I won't let him do that. Okay?
Yes.
Stay away.
Technically, one of you will live. I say with a big grin. As if I helped.
Okay. Ron, what were you doing?
Yeah, I wanted to do the same thing, but I wanted to read body language to see, and what I want to ascertain is which one of them would break first if we were to torture them.
I
Okay,
want
so
to
what-
do something similar, but I want to read body language for two things. One, if they're looking towards a certain direction, like in terms of like they want to escape in this way, or there's something they need to protect or hide from us. Two, if any of them, especially the leader, is trying to hide something they possess on them. Like can you get rid of any note or anything that's on that person?
Okay. That both fantastic. So, Ron, I want you to roll with guile.
I'll not
And-
empathy.
No, like I said, it's always contextual. It will be so roll with guile, and if you have a competency that maybe you think helps, let me know.
I have a competency called read body language.
Okay, then yeah, you can add read body language. And Madam Mugamach, you roll abstraction, please.
Abstraction.
And do you
I
have
have
any competencies?
Yes, I'm skilled in body language.
Okay, please add that.
I have 15 total.
15 total.
I have a 24 total.
24 total. Okay. So first, Ron, you were trying to ascertain who would break first. Simple answer: all of them. They are trembling. You can see that their pupils dilated as they are absolutely freaked out of their minds by Ajay specifically. They're not. These are not, fighters per se. They're kids who have been taken in or have been doing a job, but combat was not one of their, vocations. So you're certain that, like, even when they had responded, it was this high-pitched sort of, their voice was breaking almost. They've probably already broken. Meanwhile, Madam Mugamach, you're looking into whether someone's trying to hide anything. Unfortunately, no. There's not. First of all, they're wearing simple clothes. They've got one of them is at least wearing this really finely made armor that they had initially, but the rest are just wearing everyday clothes. They are entirely focused on Ajay right now, as Ajay has one of them by the throat, is asking any of them if they're injured, and then there's this whole back and forth between all of you. Their world has kind of shrunk down into themselves, their lives, and Ajay. And they've kind of forgotten about everything around them. But that is palpable to you, and you notice that, especially having worked with students and all that.
It's almost like students in school who are in love, but just the opposite feeling. Same intensity.
Oh, some in a love.
Quadrilateral.
Yeah, quadrilateral. Like. So, do they answer me, or
What was the question? Sorry, I
do
got
they
wrapped.
need healing? Do they need healing? Are they injured?
They all like just shake their heads, like, they'll just leave us alone, kind of.
Yeah, I like take out. I actually do have like bandage and salve. It's like
Mhm.
fine, your loss. like putting
Okay.
it back.
Are you still holding the guy by the throat?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I thought like Chanda was talking to this guy, right? So I don't want him going anywhere. So I'm just making sure he doesn't go anywhere. While he's
Okay.
backed into a corner and held by me.
Sure.
Okay.
Who wants to ask a question then? Because they're probably gonna answer at this point. So if you
I'm gonna
have
ask that guy who is like his hat bashed. I'm just gonna say, do you know the name? What did you call that weapon master?
he's like, we didn't. He didn't have a name. We just called him the blacksmith. That's what he told us to call him as well. And you're noticing that his voice is kind of slurred as he's speaking. He just starts kind of repeating that same thing. That we always called him the blacksmith, and he's just kind of tumbling over the words, trying to figure
I
out.
look
if
at
he can
Chanda
say
and
more.
say, I think he's Khan. I think he's cast. What's the word? And I look at Madam Magarmach. What's the word when you have a hit on your head and you're cast?
Oh, concussion.
Concussion?
Yeah, I think he has that.
Yeah, I think we need them. I think our best bet is we take them to the camp, we heal them, and then ask the question.
I think we should ask the questions here because I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really sure about Divya Mathur. Oh, by the way, what do I know about Divya Mathur?
I have been wondering, how did she know the forgemaster was here?
Yeah, what does Ajay know about Divya Mathur? Would I have heard about her before?
You've actually, you did this in the first session where you tried to remember.
I didn't do it.
And you and Madam Magamach were trying to remember, but
No,
let's-
I wasn't there.
We heard that she was British. Can't remember. honestly.
That's all right. I want both of you to make memory and abstraction rolls. So add both memory and abstraction. And the DC you're trying to beat is 16.
Can I add Great Recall?
Great recall would help in this one.
Someone's
Can
skilled
I
at that.
Can I add local gossip?
No,
Oh.
this would not be local gossip. I'm sorry.
Meanwhile, I might have heard about her. I haven't talked with her. But by reputation or by something. Could I roll something?
Yes. Do you have any type of history as a competency?
I don't, but I have intuition.
No,
Does not
intuition
help.
won't work. No, but you can roll memory, just straight memory.
I
Then.
got a 24 total. 16
24?
plus.
Oh wait, you said 16 to beat, right?
Yeah.
I have exactly 16.
Oh, 16 was for these guys, but don't worry, you'll get some information.
What do I roll? What did you say? Memory?
And abstraction.
Abstraction.
Okay, so 1 plus abstraction 1 plus memory minus 1, so that's 1.
One.
Oh, shit.
Amazing.
Okay. And you rolled 16, right, Pran? So, Pran,
Yeah.
I'll explain this. She came to you through connections with your family, right?
Mhm.
That means she would have worked and probably hired your family to do stuff before, right? Your family doesn't assassination is one of many services. A lot of it kind of comes down to recon, to getting information. A lot of stealth-based things, but it's not always murder. So it could have been anything. And the thing is, you're quite certain that maybe not her, but her family name has come up in idle conversation, and you have vague memories of it coming up in regards to a lot of investigative requests, but investigative in that you're about high-profile people. That's the best you can recall at this juncture. Ajay, nothing. You met this person recently, and that's all you really care about.
You're a good person.
Madam Magarmach, you have, up till now, it's just been in the back of your mind. Ki yaar, there's something here. I'm missing something. There's a piece of this puzzle that I have. I have pieces of this puzzle. Magar, they're not fitting together. And maybe some are lost. And for this last day and a half that you've been in contact with her, and then you've been in this whole adventure, it's just something that's been happening in the back of your mind. And all of a sudden, while you're standing there, and all this conversation is happening, and this mention of like a blacksmith and all, a memory clicks into place. You recall the events of your last big adventure, particularly a moment where you were in the mines and you were, creeping around, and suddenly you bump into a bunch of people.
Yeah.
And you're like, wasn't she one of them?
Oh. Just before the portal started to open above, right?
So after all of that.
Inside. It was inside.
Yeah,
I think
inside.
She was one of the people with your former student. I think.
Was it
Abhishek.
after the fight?
Yes.
Oh.
She was. I'm right. She was one of the people with the former.
Yeah. There were
Kaanda.
you remember you had bumped into about 6 people with very differing ideas of what was actually happening in the cave, and they were out there to prove each of those ideas right.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. When we were doing
He was the
little...
one giving you lip.
Yeah,
right?
we were doing the vox pop
Back to you.
afterwards. Yeah. Oh yes. Okay. And do I recall what she had said at that time?
Yes, I'll say with your role. You remember that she was the one who claimed that the gold mines were being dug by the Unity, and they would be dug all around under the city so that they could sink the city. To what nefarious ends she couldn't quite articulate, but she was certain that that's what was
I
happening.
mean, technically she wasn't wrong, so... I guess...
That's when you start going down the wormhole, when you say technically.
Yeah.
Right? That's how Maga started, by the way.
This is like chaotic good, like lawful good sort of is. Like lawful evils. I guess at that point, remembering this, I'd ask the kids a few questions. First being, where are you from? Where did they pick you up and bring you here? Who is it that fooled you like this? What is it, power? Did they say they'll give you power candy or something like that? Or did they say you'll become superheroes?
The two ones who were not as badly injured kind of look at each other and it's like, and you can see a little bit of defensiveness come up where they're almost childlike defensiveness, when they get called out on something. They're like, nobody found us. We decided to come here, and the power we got was just part of the thing.
All of you are from the same place itself. All of you came from the same school.
No school. No, we didn't come from any school.
You haven't gone to school?
They both look at you and are very afraid to answer that. It's like,
I'll just whisper, don't say no, don't say no. I am not the worst thing here. And I just like, I don't look at much.
They catch your drift and immediately like, yeah, we were doing school and then we decided to get real life experience.
Yeah,
And so-
internship, ma'am. I think it's
See, I'm telling you right now, if you want good internship, you should come under this boy Ajay. Okay. See, look, this is where greatness takes you. Determination takes you here, not some steroid drugs or like what is that new fad thing everybody likes? Protein shake. This nonsense doesn't work here. Okay, like sometimes commitment, determination, and training gets you where you are. Look at Madam here. Okay, I point to her there, Chanda. Like, see, look at her at her age also. Why is it? Not because she had some protein drink or went and was like, oh, blacksmith will make me like some cyborg or something like that. Nothing like that. She was like, oh no, I'll study. And she got here. And now she's whooping your ass. Okay, that is. And then I look at Abhishek, cool only, I said, nice.
It started well.
I'm learning the slang now.
Protein is a slang.
No, like she whooped your ass, yeah, come on.
Wrecked him.
But one more thing, tell me, do you know any Divya Mathur? Have you heard that name anywhere?
No. Like, they all look at each other confused. They're like, no, we've not heard of this person.
And now, like, is one of your job priorities to catch other young boys like you and bring them here to work?
No. Like, we were just supposed to help out, keep the place clean, make sure the forest doesn't come back and grow all over the forge. That's all. We were just supposed to like help out in whatever way. The blacksmith did most of the work, and
did this blacksmith, did he have any friends, anybody who came to visit him?
A lady, perhaps.
Yeah, nice looking.
Yeah,
one of the youngest one blushes a little, and the middle one is just like, no, we only worked here. There was nothing of that sort happening.
Hey, come on, yeah, when one whole place filled with just young boys, something exciting like one woman coming. Tell. Somebody came, no. I look at that boy. I see you blush. Who is it? Who is this hero in your son? Tell.
Yeah, tell us before I cut those cheeks down. I say menacing.
The emotional whiplash of these two. But in short, they're babbling as they're trying to like answer everything that's being said. But you get the sense that they're not sure if it was a woman, but there were people who would once in a while turn up, and it seemed like a business thing. They all looked very different, and they would generally have hoods on. And there was at least the best they can remember is that once there was a group of 3 that had turned up, and despite the fact that they had these thick coats and all, they all had different shapes, and that was what stuck in their memories, is that they were different races, kind of, but some of them didn't look identifiable, even with the silhouette, right? Like, if there's a Hutt wearing a huge cloak, you're just like, I can see tusks, I can see the general shape. Hutt hai. But with some of them, they were really unsure. So there was this first group of 3, and then there was a second group that had come later at night, and they never saw how many or who. But when that group had come in, there seemed to have been some raised voices, and that's about it. But when they had heard this, they had seen a lot of light shining through from where the main hall is and the forge is to where they usually sleep out back. And it was brief. It's not like there was a lot of it, but it was brief, but again, memorable enough that it stuck with them. They also tell you that the forge has been here for a while, and it's some sort of magical property that allowed the blacksmith to work faster than normally would have been able to. It was like some kind of magic, and you also get told that they were promised transformation, that they would be promised that they would grow stronger so that when they go out into the world they could fend better for themselves, and that's kind of where you get the sense of maybe some of this influence would have come from. But
when they
yes.
say light,
Mhm.
can I I'll use Dawnbreaker or whatever the light one is to like make a bright flash,
Mhm.
as if I'm using it, and I ask something like that.
Somewhat. There is a flash of recognition, and while they're not 100% sure, they do think that there was some sort of light like that.
And also, one question: would I have some herbs or something to deal with concussions? Because I do have first aid as a competency, even though that doesn't make sense.
I want you to roll wit and add your first aid.
Okay, 19 plus 1d6.
2, and any points in wit?
No.
Okay. You are you don't remember you don't have any herbs on you, but you do remember seeing like a plant or two outside that you think could help. You also know what to do to help this person, like how to lay them down, how to kind of relieve them and all that, and you start at least giving some sort of
I'll forcibly make him lie down.
And his head bangs the ground. Passes out again.
And I'll look at the others and say I'll be right back.
Now, for the main event, where does your forgemaster go off to when he's not here?
The older of the two remaining is just like, we don't know where he goes exactly, but the road outside, if you follow the road, it goes to like he's created a device that allows him to travel anywhere, and he basically takes the goods out, makes the trades, and he comes back, and then he gives us our share of the gold. That's all I know.
And does he bring back any people? Does he have guards?
No, like once in a while some of the older boys get to go with him, and once in a while someone else will come back, like one of the younger boys. That's how he found me, is that, you know, I was I think he might have been doing a deal nearby and he saw me and he said that, you know, he could get me off of the streets.
Do you know where he does his deals?
Wait, two questions. I missed both.
Do you know where he does his deals?
I know. I was in Besuraga when where he found me, but I don't think that's where he goes all the time. I don't know.
Wait, are you aware that you're in a different sort of realm right now?
He looks a little confused. He's like, no, we just took a quick teleport type thing to another part of the world.
I think we don't know what's going on.
We're in a different realm,
By the
right?
time I'm back, I'm
Yeah,
forcibly
you definitely
shoving
know
herbs into this
Cool.
guy.
Okay.
You think you can do like looking around and all? Maybe we can find like some records book, no, to see.
Thinking about that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
import,
should probably
export.
check the weapons that he was taking. I say as I walk off after shoving herbs into this guy's mouth. Hopefully it feels well. Hopefully I didn't cut
Yeah.
a tongue or touch him or
I
something.
look at Ajay. I'm like, Ajay. don't like off them. They still have potential. We just need guidance. Imagine if you become their leader. You have
Nah.
Or,
I
okay.
move on when I'm alone.
But as a mentor, you can do so much. Guide them to become like the same way that your people
Use them as bait.
No, the way that did your guardians use you as bait? Don't answer that, please. I feel like they did, okay? But what I'm saying is, with proper guidance, they could be better.
Okay, so Ajay.
Do I answer? You said don't answer.
But I think how about we tie them up now? I don't know about calling. Actually, Madam Chanda, how do you feel? See, the thing is, like, and I tell her, like, so, like, Ajay and I had this scene that happened some time back where, we were stuck underground and some stuff happened over there. But when
These are conspiracy theorists.
And when I came out
Divya.
and Madam Divya was there at that time, she also said some funny things, like they were planning on that maybe the people inside were planning to blow down the mine so that the whole city will come down and all that.
All the major donors are secretly lizard men. And
yeah, we were just like, maybe she's tired like us. It was a little crazy and all in the caves and stuff. But now that I'm thinking about her, like, how did you meet her? Like, has she, is she usually involve herself in like other people's affairs like this?
So DM, how did I meet her? Like, I know she's a past friend, but do I know something about her?
Past friend,
or even like as a friend, you're like, yeah, then my friend, okay, but
I mean, I'm sure that she knows me from like the time when I was a soldier, but I don't know how.
You and her, like, there's an age difference, right? So, but she does know you from when you were a soldier, because there was a point where your contingent was passing through Vanaprastha, and during that time, her family, which is very affluent, had kind of just to do your company the honors, was like, why don't you stay at our guest house and all that, and while, like, basically yours was a company of veterans, and this was more of a kind of symbolic gesture as you went to a few major cities and with a delegation and all that. So while you stayed at the guest house, that's where you met Divya. She was very curious about your work with the bow and arrow, and was just very taken with you as a person. And so she, as at that time she was probably just a preteen, would keep coming over and asking questions and getting you to tell her stories and stuff like that. And since then, you guys have had like a fairly cordial relationship where she would, occasionally send you letters. Every major celebration, you would get a little box of mithai from her as well. So that's the sort of relationship you have.
I basically tell all of you about this, and I say her family is very well off, that I know for sure, and she might have a lot of connections. But as much as I know her when she was just a teen. I didn't had much contact with her after I left being a soldier and I focused on other things. But yeah, her family was a nice host to me, so that's why I responded back to her letter. But as much as I know, I cannot be a judge of character because I haven't spent much time with her in that way. All I can say that even though if you don't want to take these children to the camp to Divya, at least we can take them home safely, do something about it, because I think these children doesn't know much. They just know that they were working here, and they were just doing the bidding because they were getting powerful when they were helping. And I think I agree with you, Madam Magamash, that I think we should have a look around properly inside the temple itself first.
By this point, even like while this conversation is happening, I would want to say Pran has disappeared.
Oh, okay.
I had gone to check on the weapons. Have I come back from it now? Have I checked them?
The weapons from the
Okay.
fallen cart.
Yeah. I want to check if they're like good or something. If they're shitty or decent or whatever. Because Divya did tell us that he's making shitty weapons on
Yeah.
purpose.
You look over them, and they all, like I said, there's this mass-produced quality to them, right? They all look more or less the same, with minor differences. They're not fancy. There's not like this crazy craftsmanship that's gone into it. You pick one up, and because you're a fighter and because of your background, you can immediately tell that the balance is just slightly off. It's a little bit too weighty on like the far end instead of where closer to the base for some reason. You pick up another and the weight is different to that, so it's definitely weighted differently. As for whether it'll shatter or not, you're not so sure. I'll say you take a few swings at like the fallen cart at the wood and all. At this point, I will ask you to make a wit roll, just to see if you notice anything. Ron, what are you doing? You disappeared.
Yes, and I'm gone. I'm going to look inside. I'm looking for ledgers, notes, messages, anything of that sort.
Okay. Do you have any sort of detect clues style?
I have double tick and detect clues.
Okay, so add your, make this a stamina roll as you take some time looking around everywhere, and add your detect clues, please.
Oh, I have no stamina, but yeah.
Can I add my DSM or something because I'm making an attack roll technically?
No.
Well,
12? Okay.
Because I can't add anything.
That's all right. With 12, you swing at the wood a few times. You make these deep gouges. You pull the thing back. It doesn't slide out as easy as you would prefer, at least the way your axe is. And then you start inspecting the blade to see if anything happened. The most you see is that it's chipped at a few places where it struck the wood. It's hard to say whether this is shoddy workmanship. Thank you, or whether it's just you having swung really hard and damaged this sword. But it's like your great axe that you use can put up with a lot more punishment than this, for sure.
Yeah. I will try. I'll keep the sword between like two wooden structures if I can, because I think within the cart there should be some space where I can like angle it or something.
Yeah, you can just take two crates, put them down, and put the sword in between.
Yeah. And I'll swing my axe as if in such an arc, as if it was like a clash between two blades. See if it checks.
Okay. You do it. It doesn't shatter, like it doesn't completely break, but it does bend quite heavily. Because you hit it on the flat side. And the way I'm imagining in my head is that because you can't wedge it anywhere, you take two crates, you put it on top, and then just swing down, and it caves slightly.
I would have swung it like this because that's where the blade part is, and that's how people would parry you if you were actually fighting.
Okay, so you're trying to hit the sharp edge of it.
Yeah, because that's how people would parry it if they were fighting. I'm trying to simulate fighting, but just
Okay.
me.
The best I would say that you would be able to manage is you do that, and you inspect your axe. There's a small nick. There generally always is when metal hits metal. But the nick in the sword is much deeper.
Okay, yeah, this is definitely shorty shit. Yeah.
Right.
And I'll walk in as Chanda is saying something about Divya Mathur. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bron?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You're looking for any sort of evidence that can help you find what this person's been up to. You look around. You find, apart from just the evidence of all these people living here, there's a well-stocked pantry. There's outdoors chula and all that where they would cook. You do find one kind of like ledger type book. It's not perfect, but it has sort of this weird tally system where the tally isn't really about how much was sold anywhere or where the gold has gone. It does nothing to do with that. What it does have a tally of is it mentions like the shorthand of a name, so you don't know who it is exactly. It's like a nickname this person's provided, but what is there is kind of like their station in society. So it says, general of this army, viceroy of this territory for the unity, stuff like that. And it's interesting to you because that's the part that seems to be important in this letter, is the titles of people, not not anything else really. It was just the titles. But the titles do, like, you go through the titles, and like Divya had said, there is this sort of rebellion that's kicked off, where it is the unity trying to quell a secessionist sort of uprising, and which is ironic because that's how the unity had even started to begin with, and it also just kind of is a commentary on the fact that even though the unity has conquered the world, there's still pockets of resistance.
Okay. And did I find like the personal quarters of this the blacksmith person?
That's the interesting thing. There are no personal quarters. There's this communal bed area where you see a mishmash of like some hastily put together beds, some that are just straw with linen on it, and maybe one or two slightly better made beds, but there's nothing that indicates this person's personal quarters.
And looking around at this place, I would say that fairly clear that it does not look like the quarters with the working area of someone who's selling weapons to both sides and earning a shit ton of money.
Oddly enough, you don't see any evidence of wealth, no.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to the three little runts. And just how much money did he bring after one of his deals? And how much did he give each one of them?
He gave us enough so that, like, he said that if we saved and like if we went to a bank and all that, we could have savings for our future. Anywhere from like maybe 10 to 50 gold, and you know that 10 to 50 gold is a decent amount for someone who doesn't have anything. That's enough to kind of get you, food and provision. 10 gold would be enough food and provisions very meager, but enough for about a week. And with 50, you can eat better, and maybe even afford somewhere to sleep. So the fact that the kids were getting this much off of each thing, and there was, by your estimation, at least 20 odd kids around here in total.
Okay.
That's quite a bit of gold just there. And as for your question about this person's gold, he's like, well, I don't know. After he finished the sale, he only brought back what he shared with us. I don't know what happened to the rest.
Okay. We might have to track down the cart. Find the track marks or something.
By the way, those weapons, they're not good. I mean, they're clearly meant to.
I asked the children, did any one of you help this forgemaster in making the weapons?
They look at each other like, none of us did. He worked alone, and when he was working the forge, none of us were allowed to go near. He would occasionally ask us to come in and fill the water and get more firewood so that the forge could be lit for longer.
So he told you not to go in, and so you didn't go in?
Yeah.
I look at Madam Magarman and say, they're not lacking material.
So where did he get?
Also, by this time, has the one that I shoved the herbs in, has he started stirring up? Is he conscious yet?
So you should be letting him fall asleep. So the herbs were actually there to make sure he doesn't fall asleep. Yeah. So he's been awake this whole time, listening. You're basically occasionally just snapping your fingers in front of his face so he doesn't fall asleep.
Yeah, I'll let him sleep in that case. I'll shove my face right close to him. Oh wait, he shouldn't fall asleep?
He should not. That's what you're trying to do.
Okay. In that case, if he starts falling asleep, slap him every once in a while.
Yeah.
Where did your forgemaster keep his raw materials? Did he bring his own steel? Did he keep it somewhere here?
Yeah, he would occasionally get shipments, and he points to one. I'll explain the shipments bit just a bit, but he points to one corner of the space, and you see just chunks of metal ore in different crates. You see rolls of leather hide as well that have been just stacked up, and then just a bunch of implements. You see bolts and little pieces that are used to kind of clip things together, all that. And he says there's some more in the back room as well, and you do remember seeing some crates where you had jumped in through the window. As for the shipments, the best that you get a sense of from the descriptions from these kids is that this guy traveled in and out quite frequently, and he would go get stuff, come back, and when he was done building up enough stuff to sell, would go sell it and then come back. It's not like this place was completely closed off from the world, but most of the access was limited to this guy, predominantly just this one forgemaster.
When we realize that he usually goes and he always come back by after selling things, I'm gonna ask what do you think when will he come back next?
I mean, I don't think he's gonna come back now, and you can see the complete sadness as he's realizing, as he says this, that things have changed in his life now. It's not going to be the same. So yeah.
So what are
I-
you going to do now?
The only thing I want to ask apart from that would be, do you know anybody here by the name of Karan?
They all look at each other and they're like, we don't think so. No, there's no currents here.
And all of you, none of you have a family back home waiting for you?
Maybe some of us do, but maybe they don't want to go back to them. But at least we don't.
No one will miss you if you're dead.
And the others are dead.
That too.
Okay, is that...
Can I
Okay.
like take Madam Magarmach has a bag, right? If I'm
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
A chola.
Like a teacher's
Yeah.
purse or something. Yeah. Can I like put my hand in, grab a piece of charcoal and draw the weird shape that Karan was? Because I remember him going like a weird shape.
He did.
Yeah.
He had.
Yeah,
like,
I'll draw that.
Oh.
Yeah. After the glamour had come off, he looked a little bit mishappen. Like he had all the proportions of a human, but parts of it were exaggerated in weird ways.
Yeah. I'll like draw his silhouette and ask them, did one of those weird looking people look something like this?
Smart.
They shake their heads. It's just like, no, we've never seen anyone or anything that looks like that. We don't know a Karan, but one of the other kids' name was Karunesh.
Oh, okay.
Probably should kill him just to be safe.
Is he here?
One of you, Karunesh.
I don't know. Maybe they left. Maybe he was on guard duty when you guys came. So I don't know.
Where exactly got you to?
I don't know. Like they really don't know.
Actually, Pran, did you, when you went around looking at these records, did you see the name, what is the name of the underground place we went to? Essentially that name. Did you see any record of any import-export to that place? Or
Did I?
to any Varna sounding names?
Varna Prastha, I think.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
any
Yeah, that's
Varna.
where I'm from. Yeah.
It was the
Varna
Judd
Press.
Goldfields. No, there were no mentions to the Judd Goldfields. There were only mentions of people. And
Any
more
Varna
important,
sounding names,
type.
maybe?
Roll for racism. No.
Okay.
I was so ready.
I was waiting.
Wow. No.
There, you did notice that, apart from the Varna sounding name, you did notice that some of the titles did relate to Unity stationed in Vanaprastha and maybe some garrisons around in the territory. But most of them are all centered in the location where this civil war is taking place.
One question I don't know if we asked, but the temple we're standing in right now, who's the deity? Who's the deity of the temple?
It's Adupu Kshetra.
Adupu Kshetra. What do we know
Kshetram.
about Adupu Kshetra?
I'll kind of condense what Bran would be able to tell you and what you would know naturally. Arupukshetram is considered the oldest of the gods. The nature of divinity in Anantalok is generally that the gods embody different ideals. And the ideal that Arupukshetram embodies is very much that of creation and discipline. And the weird thing with this particular deity is that while most others kind of are depicted as having some body and form that is relatable, right? Arupukshetram has always been depicted as a temple with a forge in the center.
Yeah.
The icon for the god as well. Sorry, Kush. The icon for the god is literally the archway entrance of a temple as the outline, and in the center, a anvil.
Oh. Then so, I
Check
don't
the
know.
angle.
I need like,
Check the angle.
is it common to have a pocket dimension with only a temple to a god? Like, how big do we
You've-
know?
This is the first time you've even heard of such a thing.
Is there any way for like in this world? Is there something equal to like a sending that I can send a message, sort of thing, or find someone who can send a message?
You would need a specific devices that would allow that,
Or
which you don't have.
or a weird creature called the postman.
Or that, yes.
So from what you told me last time, this is not the Adupashitram.
It's
Right,
not the
this is
god
a-
itself. It could, but it could be a temple to the deity.
I don't know. Like, I wanted to ask Mugu if she like. I guess so. What do you all think? I think our best bet seems to like Divya. She doesn't seem to be lying to us, and honestly, like all the things that she told us seems to be true, depending on the evidence we have found here. I think it will, see, look, now we're just four like mercenaries for hire essentially. We can't look after people that we choose not to kill. But, let's just leave them with her, give her the list of these people, maybe keep a copy also, in case we have to give it to anyone else. But what our agenda now is to try and find where this person's gone, right? So maybe she'll have a device at least to track how many people have used the portal. I don't know, maybe if that's possible also.
We're gonna give the crazy lady who said, and I quote, that all Celestes have a space cow that breathes fire. Shit.
See, people believe in a lot of different things, but
You know, a space cow that breathes fire.
DM, DM, is
Yeah.
there something
Yeah.
I can try? Can I like kind of dwell into my patron powers a little and ask my principal for guidance?
Guidance regarding what specifically?
Let's see. So my mission right now is to bring Keshav back to school. And is there any way he can assist me, essentially? What are the principles we would have? Pointless.
Nothing. Having bob cuts.
Anywhere in the town. Okay, so if we don't want to send kids to, with Divya, I can probably arrange something with the principal to, like, I don't know, boarding school them or something like that. But, yeah, essentially I couldn't bring back one child, but here are 10 more for you. To do, like, turn into student teachers, I guess. But, okay, what do you all think? What do you think we should do now? So, should we, our choice is to either give them to Divya or like go through the portal and see where we are. Yeah, I don't know how this portal works and whether we need to say a place we need to go to or it's already attached. Do we know how portals work? Do we know whether it's like, it's linked to different places or it's usually between two places and if we go here, we'll find a gate at the other end?
I think we need a few nerds of the nerds that were chanting weird things. Like,
He's not
see
wrong.
where
The technology for portals is fairly new. the ability to travel through planes is something that is known of, but is not or had not been done on Anantalok and the different planes that exist around it. There are these sort of tears that appear naturally, especially at certain places, and you could travel through them if you timed it just right. These machines not only open one to a specific location, but they also manage to keep that tear open. Usually they open and stay open for a limited time and then close up by themselves. As long as there's someone chanting, providing the shlok that powers the arcane elements of that spell, it will stay open. So that's what you know.
Judging from this, there's two things we can do that I can think of. One is we follow the tracks, try to figure out where this person has left. But before that, we can also go check on the portal, our portal.
Why?
I mean, I believe that if we want to follow them, if we want to follow the guy and enter his portal, we will need someone to chant something to keep that. First of all, that portal might be closed now.
I mean,
And
you can just
We can bring our Vanner to keep that portal open while we follow that guy.
How are
No
we
way.
supposed to contact Divya? She gave us something to contact her.
Our portal is just open until we come
Yeah.
back. Types.
Oh,
No
okay.
contact.
The portal is open and there are a few people there as well to kind of
Yeah.
just keep the guy safe.
we can just go follow the forgemaster. While
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Listen,
say that
I think
while
there
I'm
are people
investing
waiting
the
there.
admin.
No? We can just go call them, tell them to deal with all of these, and then just go out.
why
That's
bother
fine.
going to the crazy lady?
That might take time, and Forgemaster might get too far away.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's just. Okay. I don't know if it's a good idea to just leave people hanging.
No, we
Yeah,
can take
yeah.
these three with us.
Or
Take-
that.
Take them with us.
I think we should leave them here so they can rest. And I don't know, do we have something that can help them heal? If not,
I do.
With the flat face branches, no?
I'll just ask them. I say I've been messing with the anvil. By the way, you can tell me if I have to roll something for it.
What have you been doing with the anvil?
I'm checking if I can like upgrade my axe by I don't know. I'm dinking it to the sides. I've placed it on it. I've like I've cut my hand to pour some blood on it to see what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
You're just trying everything under the sun.
yeah. Everything that I've heard of.
Something will happen.
Something
So,
should
yeah.
happen.
All right. I want you to roll a D100.
Oh no.
I'm gonna take a % chance on this. I'll let you decide. Do you want, like, an outcome to be on the highs or the lows before you roll?
I've had more low rolls today than high.
Okay, so the lower the
So-
roll.
High. So I'll go high.
Okay, you go high. Okay. All right, so the closer to 100 will be an outcome. Roll, please.
Oh, okay. 85.
85, not bad. Okay. You lay down your axe. You slash a bit of your palm with it, and then let the blood fall down. This is all, of course, after you kind of tried, just taking one hammer that's nearby and hitting it, trying out different configurations of
hitting
the
it.
same.
Hitting it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sitting on it.
This is your moment of desperation where you're like, blood always works, so let's do this. So you feel the warmth of the blood kind of go from your palm and slowly drip down onto the to your weapon, and it just plops there, little drip, 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 and you wait, and it pools into a bit of blood there, and then slowly begins to slide off of your axe. And it just slides off, and then you see it kind of get onto the anvil and continue to slowly slide, and then it hits the flat of the anvil, and it's just there. That's it.
Well, at least I have blood. I know I have blood.
Okay.
I will actually ask the 3 people. In an angry tone, because I am slightly left. Nothing happened.
Okay.
So you are fit to walk, aren't you? I say, twirling my axe, which they could.
As soon as you try and lift your axe and twirl it, it doesn't lift, and neither does your hand let go of the shaft of it. They're stuck.
Crap. I grab hold of the hammer and tentatively touch it on the axe.
Alright.
Nothing?
Tink. But nothing happens. Some of the blood splatters, I guess, but that's the most that would. The rest of you, what would you guys like to do?
If this place is anything like Adapushetram, once you make a weapon here and you do what you set out to do with it, you cannot lift it anymore. I think you set out to upgrade your axe. Your axe is now upgraded, and now you cannot lift it anymore.
Oh my god.
Okay. I'll try to lift the anvil.
Yeah, but I'm not sure why you can't let go.
I only have one hand, right? Yeah, that's weird.
You're holding it with one. I'm guessing you were using the spectral hand to hold it, and then using your normal hand to hammer it. If you're trying to lift the whole anvil, I'd like you to make a strength roll.
I am good at that.
Your axe is now a hammer.
What can I add?
Just your strength.
Okay. Wait, 35? Oh no, wait, that's a 300 set.
I was like, what?
Okay, 18 plus
18 total.
No, plus 3. My
nice.
Strength.
That's fantastic. You go to you find a good grip, and you're like, okay, I think I got this. You hunker down, and then you lift. It doesn't budge, right?
Yeah.
But as you try, you hear this ringing, and the 3 of you guys don't. You just see Ajay trying to lift this thing, which it is inexplicable to you because it is a large metal anvil that is it is half height, made of entirely of metal, and you're just like, why is he even trying that? But you hear this ringing sound, and then you're like, wait, that's not ringing. It's a sound of metal hitting metal. And then you hear again, and again, and again. The third hit, the anvil where your axe is kind of stuck to it at the moment, you see a thin orange light glow around the very edges of your axe. And then it kind of, in a weird way, the light becomes almost liquid-like, and then travels up onto the axe, burns through the blood that was pooled there, and just singes it. You just see it kind of poof and go away as it continues upward. And then towards the shaft, it goes up that towards where your spectral arm is, and then it hits the spectral arm, and you feel this blinding pain as this weird orange light in like a thin band, almost like a thread, continues to wrap around the entirety of your spectral hand. I want you to roll 1d6.
Okay, and
just roll 1d6.
okay. 6.
Fuck. You lose that much to your permanent health. Like your max health goes down by 6.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
just and you now have as the pain kind of begins to subside, you realize you've fallen backwards. You're on the ground. The axe is in your hand. And you realize that there are 6 bands of this thin orange around your spectral arm.
Okay. Ouch.
The 3 of you just saw him kind of trying to lift it, and then you saw him just pause, and then suddenly fall backwards, and start like breathing heavily.
Oh my god.
You fuck around, you find out.
Do we see the bands?
You do not.
Okay.
Is there any sort of check I could make to understand what has happened? And
As the only Arcana attuned person, apart from Ajay, actually, you can. And I won't even make you roll for this. I'll say you get a sense of it. You don't fully understand it because the nature of divine magic and arcane magic is very different. But you can recognize the feel of it, the general essence of it. And for a brief moment when Ajay had fallen backwards, you felt this sudden thrum of divine energy from somewhere around Ajay. But it was brief and it was instant. But in that one brief instance, it was very strong.
Ajay, what happened? That doesn't look good.
Yeah, I do feel
None of you
weaker.
see the bands, by the way. Only Ajay sees them.
Oh,
Yeah, I am like constantly looking at the bands.
yeah, Ajay, what is on your hand?
What you can see. I mean,
Your hand
Three.
looks normal to us, but I don't know. There's some weird, I don't
You
know,
can't
some
see the-
feeling in the air.
you can't see the weird orange threads.
No.
3 of
No. Are you feeling okay?
No, I feel weak. I mean, weaker. I never feel weak, but weaker than before.
Does any sense of what Ajay is going through reflect the sort of? I mean, this is just a very far-reaching thing, but the dazed look that the boys have.
No. It's
No.
very different.
And as a warlock, this does not feel like a contract of sorts, right?
No. A contract is an arcane binding.
It's
This is
not a
not.
binding. It's like a curse.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. Listen, we might have to go look for Mugu sometime. Yes, I don't know. There's something that feels off about you. And I look at the other two. Can't you see it? I don't know. There's just some weird vibes around this point.
You did try to make your axe stronger. Would you like to swing it at something? While
I look at
channeling?
one of the 3 boys.
Hey, wait.
Yeah.
I mean,
Hit the anvil. Hit the anvil.
Do not touch the hand.
I basically kind of stop him and I say, if I look at Madam Magarmach and I say, if you think this is something bad, then I don't think you should do it. You tried to desecrate the temple, if you remember,
He didn't.
and now
try.
you're
He did.
trying
that
to use the power. I think you got punished for what you did previously. This is what I believe, but I don't know.
Oh,
So you're saying this is a bad idea for me to do that?
I mean, I know if I say this, you will definitely try it. So I don't want to say it, but
Yeah,
No, but-
I see. So I've already swung at one of the
And try to channel
failures. Probably.
try to channel these bands that you see.
oh.
Wait.
Yeah, see
Yeah.
if it does anything when you.
Yeah,
when-
I'll hit one of the walls.
You hit one of the walls.
Yeah.
Nothing happens outside of what you expect. You hit the wall, the axe bounce off. No special. Nothing.
I'll probably find out later. And that's the mystery of it. Yeah.
Okay. So shall we go to that portal now? How long has it been since the fight's over? Maybe has it been an hour or something?
1.5 hours.
Yeah, actually, you've been talking for a while.
I say we take the 3 boys with us.
Why? Yeah, chumma. Why? It'll be an hindrance to us.
I think
Tie them to their beds, let them rest.
I think we don't need to do anything. Just let them be, and we just follow the tracks as we can.
In case we need to be stealthy, it might be hard to track them around.
Yeah.
Although they could be a good distraction.
It's okay. I'm pretty sure
I think-
that we can cause some sort of distraction.
I think you are a pretty good distraction yourself, so I don't
That
think we
is
need
true.
it.
That is
Sure.
okay.
I think we should just follow that guy then. And I do feel a little bad for these guys. Mostly because I am feeling a little weak. That's why, probably. I will tell them if they do need somewhere to work and stay, I will give them the place where I trained with the person that I trained. Yeah, they can go there. They will they will be less of a nuisance than me, so they will be taken in.
Okay.
Definitely.
I'll just say you tell them where to go, what to look for, whom to meet, and to say that you sent them.
Oh no! I say don't tell them I sent you.
Okay.
Yeah, probably won't be taken in.
They look suspicious about the whole thing, but they take the thing nonetheless. The pathway that leads outside is this dirt path, and you can see that it's been cleared, and in the distance, about 50 meters away, you make out the crashed cart, and beyond that, in the distance, another 100, 200 meters away, you see this little some other device, some other wooden structure. You don't see the other cart though, and that's where you're headed, right? Right. You walk along this long, almost straight pathway, and it's almost like our old mahals, right, with the long driveway in. It feels like that almost, because every time you glance back, you see the temple, but it's it's prominent and it's perfectly visible, but it keeps getting smaller as you walk further. You finally get to the far end, and you see this device, a little bit similar to the one that you had seen erected when the portal for you guys was created to keep this tear in the fabric open. And unlike that one, this one, one of the core pieces of it that usually housed the crystals that you had seen attached to it, that has been destroyed, and it's crumbled to the ground. The crystals that were in it have been crushed, and they're just shattered and lying on the ground. And you see evidence of a cart having moved through here recently, and then just kind of you see the cart tracks, and then you just see an abrupt end where they just end, and there's nothing beyond it except more jungle.
And you of you know how to fix this.
I think the crystal is broken. We will have to find someone who's powerful enough to find a way to know where this portal was gone. We can study the crystal.
Brown and Chanda, could both of you make wit rolls?
But I
Yes, what?
also tried through just touch to just channel a spell into it and see if it works. Any magic we can hold into it, if it can power it in any way.
Yes, yeah, sure.
I
me just-
rolled a 18 and I have a 1 wit, so 19.
19 and Pran.
8 plus 2, 10. But can I add intuition?
No, not intuition to this.
Can I try to use the
Detect
3
clues?
orange bands to reverse
Detect clues
time?
can be added.
Detect
Detective can be
clues and
added?
track. I also have track.
Fuck, I had both of those.
Wow, nice.
Okay.
Actually, because you have all of those, you probably don't even need to roll. I'll tell you what it is. Ron, because you had intuition, is what I was asking you to roll to begin with. Just having the intuition to check. But both of you being more classically trained in combat and in these sort of situations, it occurs to you to just look around. Bron, you start kind of glancing around the site of what has been destroyed, and you're trying to figure out what's happened. And it becomes quite clear that whatever has broken this structure are claw marks, right? It's not a weapon, but there are these deep gouges of claw marks that have just torn something.
Similar to Ajay.
Larger.
Okay.
Chanda,
But-
Chanda.
Larger than Jeena as well.
Like the
they're-
weapon master
Yeah.
or the forgemaster? Yeah.
Yes. The Chanda, though, you, while Bran is still looking at that, you kind of look around and you see hoof marks leading from where you guys are accumulated and this destroyed thing, leading into the jungle, right? And there's something about the heading of this of the thing. You just get this sinking feeling that it seems like it's headed towards where you came from, Where-
Oh.
Okay.
right?
So, I believe is this person try to create a distraction by sending the cart inside the portal and then staying here and destroying the stone, and then he left and went inside the jungle. Is this what I get to know?
Yeah.
And I look at everyone and I say, I think he tried to make a fool out of us. He might be, and I also have this feeling that he might be running towards the portal that is open.
Yeah,
I
His
think
cart
so.
did make it out, so whatever was in the cart that got out,
that got into the portal. Yeah,
that went into his own portal to where he wanted it to go.
yeah. But
But
he's here. He is here, and I feel either he will go back to the temple or he will go towards our portal and try to enter through that and try to do something. Might try to kill Divya also. I don't know. We have to go back, and I'll just like kind of rush these people. Like we have to go back. We have to go back, guys.
Yeah, because the way he spoke
wait.
to those boys also, it felt like he might care for them.
Madam Magawa, just quickly though, you were trying to channel a spell into the remnant fragments. I would like you to make a D100 roll, and you choose the higher or lower bandwidth for an occurrence.
Oh my god.
I'm also making like the weird gestures that Madam Magarmach makes when she's
Wait, is
giving a
it
spell.
higher or lower?
See,
I'm thinking. You know
Make
what?
higher.
Only because
What is
Ajay
that?
went higher last time, I'm gonna go lower.
Okay, make that roll.
Oh no, that's really high. That's a 79.
that's what,
79.
that's what I'm saying. Always go high. Always go high.
I always roll low otherwise. So I was like, maybe.
You're hearing Chanda start to like notice this and talk while you are kind of engrossed in the little fragments of crystal and the shards that are left over, and you channel a spell into them, just to see what happens, because the nature of these crystals is fairly new to you. as your spell kind of hits them, you see them suddenly light up briefly, even little shards, and you see them almost kind of consume the arcana that came out of you. Like it kind of just gets sucked into the little shards. But then a second later, the light shines out of them in like different little rays, and it just dissipates again.
Okay. I think unless we know how to use this, it might be unstable. But also, I see Miss Chanda panicking, and I think we should head to our portal now.
Wait, what did I miss? I'm sorry, I got a random.
So, basically, what I found out, I knew also a little, that this guy let his cart go inside the portal. He stayed here. He broke the crystal, and he went towards the jungle, and he's going back towards from where we came. So I believe there are two things. Either he went to the temple again, or he is going to our portal so that he can enter from where we came and he can do something there or kill Divya or something like that. So I think so. I'm panicking that we should go back right now before he do something that can be dangerous.
Okay.
It's such a bad thing if he kills Divya.
In 1.5 hours also. We should really go.
Yeah,
Let's
we are
just go
talking
this
for a very long time.
I think I'll just like take Miss Chanda's lead if she's like in a hurry, at least to see what's happening near the portal.
And you see Chanda is like on all fours and she's running like a bhalu.
Yeah, I'll
Right
chase
now.
her holding my pallu, you know.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
Okay.
misjudge this as a race. I'll run ahead.
Of course.
And-
Wait, it's not a race, Ajay.
You want me to lower my guard? Yes. Okay. I can run even faster. I use my hooves.
I wanna run towards it, but right before we reach it, I wanna like hide before reaching.
Already. You guys take off at a sprint through the jungle. Ajay is leading the way, and Ajay, your sense of direction is basically like, yeah, roughly this way is where we have to go.
I'm pretty good in a jungle.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying that you're basically going by ear, by intuition, almost. So you overtake the others gradually and start leading the way. And very quickly, you almost get to a point where you can't hear the pounding of Bhalu feet behind you. The rest of you continue, and you see Ajay in the distance, and occasionally he's kind of blinking in and out as different as the foliage and the trees kind of get in the way of your line of sight. There's a certain, like, because of what Chanda says, there's like a sudden panic that's starting to rise in you, where the closer you get to your destination, you start to believe your own theory that he's going back to our base of camp. We don't know why, but that theory seems to become more and more real. It's Ajay who realizes how real this is first, as he breaks out into a clearing and sees the familiar sight of Bablu standing below this device that he's created. That he's created, but these workers have created, with housing the crystals that is shining a beam straight back into that tear in the fabric and keeping it open from this side. And he's still chanting. Right on his, he's sitting with his legs crossed, his hands palm up on his, just on them, and in his palm are the two modak that Bran had given him. But next to him, you see the forgemaster, and he's just sitting right opposite this guy in the same pose. He's not chanting, but waiting patiently. The workers that had come in through this to assemble the device are off in the distance. They're just kind of cowering at a bit of a distance. You see a bit of a scorch mark on a part of the ground in front of the workers, and they're just basically at the tree line. What would you like to say?
Take out my axe, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Okay, you just jump, rushing straight at him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm probably not gonna attack him per se.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Are you
just
running at him, or are you just walking towards him? Like, that's what I wanna.
Oh, I'm parkouring towards him.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd like to use my element to my advantage.
Okay. And you're taking a swing?
No. I am taking a swing, but I'm gonna stop it at the last second. I wanna scare him. He called me a boy. I don't like.
Okay. This guy continues to pray, and you rush forward. You leap up.
Wait,
jump
this
off
guy's
the-
praying as well?
He's not saying anything out loud, but he's in the same seated position right in front of Bablu, basically mimicking the way Bablu is sitting.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so you rush forward, you leap off of a tree trunk, do a nice pirouette, you come down with the axe, right? As you come down with the axe, this guy, A, doesn't move, and B, as your axe gets close to his skin, and just before you wanted it to, stop, it almost feels like there's this physical force that your axe hits, and stops it from, getting to where you wanted to stop it.
Can I feel for this thing? Use my spectral hand to feel for this sort of shield.
You try and feel for a shield. Nothing. But as you're doing this, you see your spectral hand. You see the 6 bands on it, and one of the bands that you have on your hand, a thread comes out from that and connects straight to this character.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him. The fuck is going on here?
You ask that. At this point, the 3 of you manage to catch up. You come into the clearing. In once and twos. Braun, you decided not to rush in, but you're taking a slightly circular route and
I'm going
hiding.
for the master plan.
Yeah. The Thaethia who's sitting down responds to you, Ajay, and is like, boy, there's so much in this world you don't understand.
Yeah. That is for one. What's with the weird curving of every letter? Just make them all the same.
The character sighs, and you can almost see from behind, like, it's not a sigh of being chagrined, but more of, all right, just building himself up to something. He reaches up to where the axe is still kind of stuck, just a few centimeters away from his skin, and he pushes it aside. But when he does, and he pushes it with his own claw-like hand, he looks down at the hand, and then looks back up at your spectral hand that's still there. And you can tell that he's noticed the same thing, that thread that's suddenly connecting both of you. And this has him rattled just a bit, and he's like, he begins to get up, right? And he's like, "What have you done?"
I don't know. Usually I don't. Look fun.
Does anyone?
All right.
Do you know what I've done? Because I would like to know.
He stands up tall, and he's a good like
A head taller than.
yeah, he's a full head taller than you. And he looks down at you, barrel-chested, muscular, and is like, "You found a way to curse yourself." He nods. He's like, "Where are the rest of your friends?"
Oh, what does the curse do? I mean, you can't just tell me I've cursed myself. Not tell me what it does.
Can you make a finesse save? And you have to beat 14.
Finesse 0.
Wait, how do you make saves?
You roll a d20, and you add whatever stat.
Or the same as a check?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is versus the overbear of whoever is trying to do something to you.
What do I beat?
14.
15.
Nice. This guy reaches for you suddenly, right? The intention, you could tell, was to kind of grab hold of the front of your collar, but you see it and you kind of lean back, just as like the fingers graze the front of your chest.
Whoa. You're way too old for me, man.
He grins again. Chanda, Madam Agamach, you see this. This is kind of around about the time where the last sentence or two and then this sudden grab is what you notice. Is there anything you guys want to do?
I guess if I see, like, I mean, we're just coming here, there's zero context clues. He's supposed to be a bad dude. I guess I'm trying to subdue him, so I'm gonna cast Sweet Dreams on him as soon as I get within 9 feet.
Okay. Alrighty.
And
And at the same time, you see, I take out my arrow and I'm like, let him go. Don't touch him, as something like that.
yeah, even with Sweet Dreams, I'm just trying to like essentially get him drowsy or prone if I can, so that you know we can talk to him without him having like at least like rounded up, at least,
Right.
if we can.
Gotcha. And
He needs to make a tenacity save of 10.
I'll do that in just a moment. Fine. I just want to know what everyone's doing. And Bran, what are you gonna do?
I want to get as close to him as possible while still being hidden. Ideally,
That will be
within
difficult because there's a bit of a clearer space, so it's not like there's anything you can hide behind. But okay, you're gonna try an attempt to kind of get in close.
even if I can't, I'll be. What is the word?
Crouching.
Unobtrusive.
Unobtrusive. So I'll just come to you,
Okay.
but from behind him.
Alrighty. There's no way about it, but we will be launching into combat, but we'll save that for our next episode. And leave it on this cliffhanger just before this potential boss fight. But yeah, it's been great playing with you guys.
Yes.
And I'm looking forward to the next episode where you guys take him on.
Yeah.
You too.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is gonna be fun. I want to have a turn where I don't move, so I can do one more attack than usual.
Yeah.
I just want to know what curse I got.
I know.
Things on. Oh, you too? Okay.
Yeah, I need to kind of figure it out myself. No, you kind of missed. I had it planned because like the moment you were like, I'm peeing in the temple, I'm like, oh no.
I mean, you know this. Like before we started this, I
know.
wanted some curses on me.
I know.
Oh my god, the 6 HP reduction. It's ridiculous. What's your HP at now?
18. I got all 4s.
18?
Yeah.
Your max was 24 only?
I was lucky.
Okay.
Hi Kush, what's your max at?
My max was 25, but like there should be more, right? Oh no, there's no class-wise different HP
Yeah.
type of thing.
It's just-
Mine is, I think, 31 because I used upgrade points to get more HP.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this final boss fight.
Yeah.
And whether the true boss is Divya Mathur.
Yeah, that's what I'm more
I mean,
worried
I
about.
mean, I have the theory that Divya Mathur was using him and all, and like after something happened, they had a fight, and now
Yeah.
this all is happening because of that.
Yeah, we have to silence him now.
Yeah. He didn't run away, he chose to stay and meditate.
Yeah, like
For an
what
hour
he
and a half.
wanted to fight us.
For yeah. For
But
at
he
least an
did,
hour.
but he did send his card away. What was in the card?
Weapons.
That's the question.
Just weapons.
So
And we
it's
didn't figure out where this card went, right?
like he's a good businessman though. Gets his orders done. Even if he can't be there to fulfill them or not.
That is a loyal businessman, not good.
Yeah, but
Yeah, it's nicely exploited his employees also.
Yeah.
yeah. Often some. I mean, yeah. He's kind of like Peter Pan, honestly.
He's got his lost boys.
Yeah, and like has his own like never after sort of, and like what is it?
Neverland.
Neverland, you know, like with the whole weird pocket dimension, possibly behind a star.
So Divya Mathur is a conspiracy theorist. Wendy, is that what it is?
Oh my god, that would
Also-
be crazy though if we didn't realize, but we were hired by a Karen, and like you know, we were just like coming here, desecrating a temple, disrupting businesses. Meanwhile,
Hey, only one person was desecrating him.
No.
I mean-
We all know who it was. And he's the one who tried to use the anvil also. Like, I was like, "Ki, why is he doing that? Why is he using it? Like, because he, like,
Because
peed
we were all
inside the
talking.
temple. Like,
Oh yeah, I want to ask you, do you feel like your weapon is not balanced now since you used that?
Interesting.
It feels. I will say that it feels the same to you. You didn't notice any differences in the weapon.
I'll know it next session.
yeah.
All right. Well, I guess with that we can wish everyone good nights.
Yes. Good night, everybody. Good day. Thank you for watching us if you are, and like we're looking forward to our finale. Or I don't even mind
I don't think
going
it's a
another
finale.
episode, but like
Yeah, I mind Fridays though. Fuck, Friday evenings are so exhausted.
Yeah.
who is
So
the true
spent.
baby EG?
I actually want to be running a hex crawl at some point. That would be that'd be
fun.
fun.
And everyone watching, get Bludgeon. It's first link in the description.
Yeah.
Get it, read it, try it. It's amazing. The mechanics are so tied in with the theme, which is like not very common in most indie games. So yeah, do check it out.
Yeah, I also think it's quite nice that it's just somebody tells you like their class or race. You won't innately already know what they have.
Yeah.
Like it's very dependent on who the character they've created is, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
And if you ever have any questions, I'm usually active on the TPK server, the Discord server.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the link is up on the description as well. So join us there and ask questions. I'll answer.
Yeah. And what's on chat is asking no TPK discount? No, because it's free. Try it out.
It's got the max discount possible.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone. Good night. Good day. Take care. Bye.
Alright.
Bye.